The Radium Podcast, episode 49. Back in action. Almost to 50, Kev. We almost made it.
We're one away.
One away. We can do it. We got a special guest today in the house. Music producer, writer, songwriter, right? You write songs and
artist.
everything.
Yeah,
Artist.
sometimes I write songs.
Yeah, sometimes. In the shower.
Multi-talented.
B. Howard in the house.
What up?
Woo!
What up? What's good?
Yeah, talk to the people.
Chilling, man. What's going on with you, man?
Man, we're here making music. We're taking about an hour so we can be blessed by your presence.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really cool spot, though. It's like I never thought this would be happening in this room. I've never seen something like this. This is really creative.
Yeah.
It's that media district in Hollywood, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's tucked in, like just breathing heavy over computers, making
this
shit.
is a whole different vibe. Like, well, I mean, I feel like I'm about to interview you. No, like, seriously, how did you come? Like, how did this come about being here and everything? I know, I'm so sorry. Like, I've caught a few of your podcasts, but I want to know, like, the history of this place.
Well, this building used to be owned by Technicolor, and they used to do
No way.
It's for movies. So what they do is they'd expose footage and stuff like that. Used to be all red rooms.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
It's probably got a crazy history, to be honest. You know, they had
God knows.
They got theaters upstairs and shit that they gutted out.
And made them into big
So,
studios.
Who knows what was going on?
And it's kind of soundproof in here, too. It is soundproof.
Oh, yeah, it's like super dead.
Yeah.
It's a little bit nerve-wracking, you know, when you're in here for hours and you're like,
Hearing your inner thoughts.
I need to go on a walk, bro.
Start rethinking your life because you can't hear anything.
Word.
You know, but you also feel like if any like bombs went off or anything, you're safe, even though you definitely are not safe.
You're just next to,
Yeah, you just feel that way, you know, because it's so quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. How'd you get started with music, man?
Well, I kind of got started, I had to make some beats.
Yeah, right?
I always loved music since I was a kid and stuff. And it was like, it came to that point where it's like, I'm either going to do it or I'm going to don't. And I had to make my beats.
Yeah.
I was going to take too long to be singing and stuff, trying to earn something. So
Yeah.
made some tracks.
That's sick.
And then next thing you know, I'm working with Neo and Chris Brown and Jason Derulo's and everywhere else
That's crazy.
in the world.
Yeah, that's insane.
What'd you start producing on?
I started producing on the MPC 2000 XL.
Nice.
Hey,
nice.
I had
It
the MPC 2000 XL, a Triton, and the Motif.
Dude, that was like the classic setup right
Yes.
there.
And then from there, I moved on to the 4000. And then I started just using Pro Tools. I tried Logic for a second. And then I was like,
Did you ever use Reason?
Yes, I did for a short while. Shout out to Dinky Bingham. I used Reason for a second, but
Nice.
Reason was took a lot of reasoning.
Yeah. It was unreasonable.
Yeah, it was very unreasonable. So from there, I went back to the 4000, and then I started just using Pro Tools and beatboxing. And then, I think I was one of the first to be doing VSTs. It was
Really?
stupid stuff in there, but I would use whatever I had, and I used Sound Replacer and, beatbox
Right.
and then kind of shout out to Timberland-esque.
Yeah, Timbaland for sure.
Yeah, but that's what I end up doing.
I'm gonna sample
That's
that out of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Cool.
making it-
100%
we gotta
publishing.
be 100% publishing. B. Howard.
It's documented.
Copyright submitted. Done. Masters.
Go ahead, do what you want.
Love it. Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
crazy.
So are you still doing MPCs these days?
No,
Nah. Gave it
no,
up.
I have one at my house though. I have one on my condo here. I have one, and it's just nostalgic purposes. It's like my first start thing, and
Dope.
Yeah.
it was cool.
Did you ever customize it?
Well, you do as much as you can do with it. I didn't, paint it all out and go crazy with
Yeah,
it.
they had all
But
that for a while.
I had everything blown out, memory, and
Yep.
Nice.
eight
Yeah.
outs and stuff
Maxed out.
Yeah. Matter of fact, this blue mic is one of the first mics I started, singing on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the blue mics and everything.
Oh, the blue baby
blue
bottle.
mounts, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of actually Kev and I. We started with that.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's
Yeah.
hella funny.
But they're popular. You see those mics everywhere now.
Yeah.
Apple's putting on blue like crazy. So
Go to Latvia.
Latvia.
What is Latvia?
That's where blue's from, I guess.
Oh, man. You see, I don't even know that.
Yeah, those
He's
were
like
the-
Latvia. What the hell
Yeah,
are you talking
exactly.
about, bro?
Where is that located? No diss.
I didn't know whether it was
I couldn't point it out on a map. I swear.
Yeah, is that a joke or is it Latvia or
Yeah, right.
it's a real place?
It was like, shut up, dude. Pun intended, right?
Yeah. No.
No, it's hella funny because Latvia, sure, but for the blue mics, but now they're like they're made in
I'm a big
China,
fan
I'm
of
sure.
Shure mics. I always
Shure, great.
I always use the Shure SM7B.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is, like, I'm very sad about this. Like the new SM7Bs, they need power. They require phantom power now.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
The new ones.
So they're like condensers now, huh?
Yeah, like
a charged capsule.
Yeah, like before, like it was dynamic mic. You didn't need
just plug it in.
plug it in and go.
Yeah. I wonder if that affects how loud you can.
Well,
be
why wouldn't they just make it a new
Probably.
model at that point? You know what I mean? If you're gonna go and change it a bunch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, man. But
I guess it changes your sales. So.
yeah, because everyone's so dedicated to the SM7. The SM7 is dynamic. You can get loud without peaking.
A lot of screaming.
It's great, and it's great for radio projection, and it projects your voice outside of the music. That's what I love most about it. And then it's like the wave of what you're doing when you're recording and stuff. The wave of it is just always consistent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
Shure
harsh.
microphones are great.
Yeah.
I mean, they started by just making like utility, army ready stuff. It was like made for the military.
Really?
Yeah, so the Shure, the 57,
57s, yeah.
like that's the joke, is that you can like build a house with it, use it as a hammer, whatever. But it's because they were made for the military. So when they would go, and they need to do comms and stuff.
Yeah.
It could be in the mud. They could just like literally wash it off because it's a dynamic mic. You don't have to charge it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are really serious mics.
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, Neumann, on the other hand, the Nazis were using these guys. Serious, yeah.
No, they for sure. Yeah,
Hey,
they were going for quality though. I don't think they were trying to.
Yeah.
They're like, we need these guys to be projected.
Yeah, the German mics are very quality based and stuff like that. They're very good.
Yeah, they're amazing. Too bad they were made for like the wrong messaging, but But now we get now artists all over the world are putting out great messages over German mics. So
yeah, it's great how you can just change like the dynamic of anything.
Yeah.
Like one thing starts off one way,
Right.
and then it turns out to be beautiful. Like some artists.
yeah, we got you, Hitler, you son of a bitch. We just switched it up on him. They're like, you made it for hate, we made it for love.
Yeah, you crazy.
Though, like it's like anything out here in recording technology, it's insane. Like the tape machine and all that, like where that came from, it was all for the war, man. It was everything was made for war. And then we ran over there and we grabbed it up and took advantage of that. Did you ever record reel to reel? Do
That's
anything
wild.
on reel to reel?
I tried to experiment with it. Like later on, I know Dr. Dre, and I would hear about Dr. Dre and all these other guys.
Analog everything.
messing things with analog.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try it in the meantime, and I tried it. It's good, but there's a plugin called
Yeah. Right? Now we got UAD plugins and
saturation, and it comes close, and it comes a lot cleaner than the
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mess it up if you want to.
yeah.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
So do you record yourself a lot? Is it like you have your own studio space? And...
Yeah.
Nice.
So I do record at other studios as well, like Encore, Paramount, or Platinum Sound New York, or anything like that. But I have my own equipment that I use at home that I record at, and I record myself. And I love working with engineers. It's a combination.
Yeah.
But if sometimes, like, if the engineer isn't fast or anything,
Yeah, you're like, I got it.
and
Step aside.
because I'm really like good.
Yeah. You're like, I don't mean to pat my own back, but I'm sick. Yeah.
And I like when I'm vocal producing an artist or things like that. I like to be able to record them because I can catch the spot that I know, like it could be like and I'll catch it right there, and everything will be perfect.
Yeah, that's sick. That's nice though. Like being, like Kevin and I will always be in the studio with all sorts of songwriters or whatever, but the songwriters that know Pro Tools and they could just jump in and like do their own comp real quick. You're like, oh, thank you.
Yeah,
we like it.
Yeah, it's cool. I still prefer working with the engineer.
For sure.
I love working with other people because it gives a different dynamic. Even if it's an engineer as my second, I love working with people to have that other ear, that I can't hear.
Yeah.
It's like when you're singing yourself, I'm making songs. It's cool, but there's always it needs another person to actually pull something else out of you.
For sure.
That you don't see in yourself.
Yeah. Or else we wouldn't have producers and engineers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? And nowadays, like the job titles are the same.
Yeah, they
like
skew
if you're
pretty
an
well.
engineer that doesn't produce, then you better be like amazing at what you do because in modern days you gotta be like a freaking Swiss Army knife. You know what I mean?
It is true, but I like to say this though. I prefer someone that knows exactly what they're doing in their field.
Yeah.
You know where they're at.
Expertise is super important.
Expertise will keep you working. It'll keep the best of the best coming to you. Like I don't hear Servin talking about he's a producer.
That's truth.
You know.
Yeah.
His brother
absolutely.
is. His brother is actually an excellent producer. But I don't hear guys like Dave Pensado.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm cutting some new productions, man.
Tony Maserati.
Yeah.
They're
And these guys are the top of the top.
they're experts of what they do, and they stick to what they do, and they get compensated for what they do, being the best at what they are.
Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how hard is it to sort of like teeter on those lines?
It's hard. I end up having to like create external versions of certain parts of me.
Right.
Like as an engineer, there's a guy that I worked with and trained and stuff like that, and he just won a Grammy for Cardi B.
Oh, sick.
It's
amazing.
Mike Ashby in New York. Like I trained him.
Amazing.
And we built his sound from one thing to the next, and then after now he's taken off.
That's sick.
Creating other things on top of the foundation we laid. I work with other producers that are really cool, but we're engineers,
Right.
and we'll build the way we want to build.
Yeah.
We'll build something, and I can focus on singing, or I can focus on writing, or I work with these writers. They're called Selfish Ways.
Selfish Ways?
Yeah, they're very good, or Neo or Jason Derulo or something like that.
Yeah.
And give them a little piece of where I would like to go.
Yeah.
And, just so I make little versions of me so I can focus.
That's great
on one
though.
thing.
That's the way to do it. I feel very fulfilled with that kind of work. Like mentoring people, getting them, training them up in whatever they're really passionate about or what they want to learn more about,
That's kind of the music industry way, is to
For sure.
show the path, and how many great people came up from other people, like whether it's just the business or you know what I mean.
Do you know a lot of these people right now that were hit making? Most of these guys came from Teddy Riley.
Right.
Yep.
Teddy Riley is responsible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
For,
Even
I didn't
today.
even think about that.
yes,
Still going.
a good number of people from the 90s to 2000s and now.
Teddy Riley,
Engineers.
Yes,
Yeah.
engineers, producers, Pharrell, Rodney Jerkins.
Yep.
Even Jesus. So many-
Yeah, that's a big
Also,
tree.
just the
Lot of
musicality
branches.
of him.
yeah, and Puff. And,
Yeah.
and
Puff,
Puffy. A lot of people came from him, and
Yeah.
Dame.
quiet. Yes,
Yeah.
quiet as it's kept though. Honestly, this is very quiet, but a lot of entertainers and a lot of people came from Marcus Houston. Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes. Like, a lot of the engineers that are doing Justin Bieber stuff and things like that. Shout out to Tech, Chris Stokes.
Right.
Beyonce, Chris Stokes. Trey Songz, Chris Stokes.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys came from that camp.
Yeah, it's funny all the people that don't get the front
Janae
setter credit.
Aiko, Omarion.
Yeah, that's a lot of musicality there.
Yeah.
People forget the guys in the background that are really like in the studio. They're the working horses. They're the guys that are like I kind of like parallel it with gym rats. They're the studio rats. They go in and they're like there all the time cranking.
But that's the beauty of it. When everyone's not trying to be the star.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to make the best product they can make.
Yeah, right. Facts.
It's like when I'm producing, I'm not focused on trying to outshine some
Right.
artist. Or,
Hold on, let me tell you my opinion.
yeah, and my job is to bring out the best in the artist. I like a friend like Luke James. He's like, you bring out the magic from within people.
Yeah.
So when I'm working with somebody, you do that. When it's time for me to be an artist, do that.
Right.
Like Missy Elliott's, the Wyclef Jean's, the Drake's. These guys. They're writing for other people and themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign, one of the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller.
There you go.
You guys switch hats. I want to see Weeknd write something for somebody too.
Ooh, that'd be really
I
cool.
want to see Abel do something because I haven't heard him in a minute, and I think it'll be great if he's writing for somebody right now.
Yeah.
Abel, what's good?
Yeah. Kevin and I
out.
were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Well, he had a lot to do with, I guess, Drake. You know what I mean? Abel. A lot of those songs are co-wrote, and you can look up the.
Yeah, there's co-wrote.
Yeah.
He's on them, but
Mm-hmm.
Trey Songz. Trey Songz was Drake. When Drake came in.
Yeah.
Trey Songz and Lil Wayne really gave him all the love.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
And Drake, of course, he's a freaking phenomenal
he's a
worker,
beast.
and he's so super smart.
Yeah.
Shout out to him and his dad. Drake, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, right. Hit my line.
Okay.
Hotline bling.
I want to hear you talk about me on the radio sometimes.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, the studio world and the behind the scenes is just so deep. It's stacked so deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting industry where people are coming in and they could play at a very small level, and then to be at the top level, you really got to pay attention, put in the work, put in the years.
Yeah.
Get the right mentors, get around the right people in the studio.
And most importantly, get the right song.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
for sure.
There's sometimes that we don't know what song is going to be what.
Right.
Like, there's a song that I did first. There was one of my first releases was a song called Dance Floor.
Okay.
And this song, everybody went crazy over and everything. And it was a good big song. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the song that charted was the song called Don't Say You Love Me, which I thought was cool, but I didn't think it was going to do that.
Right. You didn't think it was the hit, the big one.
Right. And then Night and Day, I just put it together and stuff and put it on. And I didn't know that a lot of people were going to give it that much love.
Yeah.
Like, I'm winning, when you win a Best New Artist award
Yeah, it's crazy.
for a song that you weren't even expecting,
Yeah.
it's like, wow.
Yeah, like
So
where does that come from? Right?
You never know where it is.
Yeah, if we, someone was saying this at, I think it was like the ASCAP Awards or something. If we knew what a hit was and someone had the formula for it, they would be the richest person in the world.
I think Max Martin kind of has that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, well, yeah, he's doing pretty good with that.
Yeah, he has a great formula.
Right now, yeah,
For
he's
sure.
killing it.
But it's like that formula. It's like there's like, Max Martins and stuff of the world that are using that consistent thing that they do a lot, and their sound
Since the 90s.
Yeah, right. And it just keeps
Dr.
going.
Luke.
Dr. Luke, same thing.
I
Right?
want to hear Lucas come back, man. I'm really sad about, his kind of weight from the industry, his pullback from the industry. But it's time for him to come back. I
think it got
Lucas.
political. That's the only reason, really, right?
I like Lucas a lot. I want to hear
he's
him.
awesome. He's awesome. He makes this really catchy shit that just never gets out of your head.
Yeah.
I'm like, who did? Okay, that's Dr. Luke.
Yeah.
Kev, you used to know exactly when it was a Dr. Luke.
Yeah,
production.
I still do.
And to be honest, Max Martin started coming back with when he was with Dr.
Yeah,
Luke.
they were doing a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot of the God, what was that record? It's so funny. I'm
I
thinking.
like Mark Ronson too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Ronson's killing it.
He's good. He's
Yeah. Did they ever put out anything with Lady Gaga? The stuff he was working on with her?
I don't know. Gaga's been doing Gaga
getting on movies and winning Oscars and shit.
She's made her music and she wants to do her thing.
Yeah,
And everybody's living their dream.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, you can't limit it just to music, right?
Yeah, to a degree.
I mean, you're doing acting and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I was on some things, some special occasions like Lifetime with Corey Feldman with his movie. And
Oh, nice.
To Life with LaToya on Oprah's network.
Sick.
kind of inner circle type thing.
Yeah, totally.
And I want to do something else and expand.
Mm-hmm.
But it all starts with the music.
Yeah.
Always
That's your
with the music.
platform, huh?
I love my music platform. I love my job. I love my realm. I love doing and performing and then making headphones and stuff. Headphones and all this stuff is for my fans and for people to enjoy. It doesn't even have. There's things that I have going on that I don't even have my name particularly on. Just to have.
You're just doing it because you
Product.
want to do it.
Yeah.
It's with love.
Just love, passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I think a lot of people have to remember that are getting into music just like right now.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to really love it first off.
Right.
You know.
A song was like when I was creating Night and Day. There was a big difference from when I was just singing the song, trying to write.
Right.
And then when I'm in there giving the energy, vibing with the song and everything, like putting it out there.
Becomes part of you.
Yes.
Becomes you putting yourself out there with the song.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a piece of you.
Right.
For sure. And it's also like a time period. I feel like it's like you know, like when your parents had the big ass camcorders with the VHS tapes in them, you know?
Wow.
Like I feel like that's what it is. You can go back on it and listen to it, watch it, see it, and like be exactly in that place again.
Wow. So. I wonder what videotapes he found looking for the. he's got a specific, you know, the
right.
VHS.
Yeah.
What did you find there?
Oh, just some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Pushing my little brother off rooftops and stuff.
Oh man,
I was a bad brother, man.
Serious?
I'm sorry, Tim. I love you,
dude.
This is the apology to the little brother on camera.
I have a little brother.
Yeah.
And then he broke my hand.
Oh shit.
Not my hand, my thumb.
Your thumb.
And my 2 teeth.
Yeah, dude, it's serious.
Like I was running and trying to catch him, slammed the door in my hand and broke it.
Oh my god.
Another time I went to the 3rd floor of our own home, and he threw a ladder.
Oh my god, threw a ladder. I like that.
Threw a ladder. Like
threw a ladder at me.
I slipped and fell, right? And then he just looked and he threw it.
Oh my god.
Cracked my tooth. I was so sad.
That's
kids' brains, man. They're amazing.
Kids' brains, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kids are crazy, man.
Yeah, it's amazing how many listen to the music.
Oh,
and
man.
like how they're so like I'm telling you, they're so much more astute on music than a lot of average people weren't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Right.
You know? Like if you have like kids that are like 9, 10 telling me about, you know, do you produce and do you go in the booth and I'm like, you're talking to me like this, like
Yeah.
you know, I knew it because this is where I grew up, you know, but you, like, what is this? It's so cool, man.
Yeah. Kids know too, like when you put a song on, they're like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, what do you want not like about? I use them as like, you know, like test subjects. You know, like I got a nephew and a niece, so it's like, and they're little, like 9, you know, 9 and 6 or something.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, check this out. Like, I like that. Or like when you can get them to shut up, you know, when they're like running around, they're like little maniacs.
Yeah.
And then they just stop and they're like, what is that?
I love children so much.
Yeah.
Man.
You're like,
like
that's gonna be a good song.
It's really cool. Yeah, like having that energy around and stuff with other like-minded people.
So important.
Yeah.
The music industry keeps you young though, you know?
Yeah.
Like this industry keeps you super young. Like you're always around people that have very young brains.
Yeah.
You know what I'm surprised about?
Like
is,
Quincy Jones is still popping.
Right? He's still just playing, you know?
Dude, no, and like for real, we were at the it was the Grammy party, and I went to go say what's up to him. What's called, my guy just won for Despacito.
Nice.
And all that.
Massive song.
And I went to go say what's up to him, and Quincy's like, yeah, whatever, we're chilling, and he's like, hey, she's beautiful.
Yeah. Quincy?
Yeah, he's telling me to go get her and bring her over. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
what? Bro, like, what does this
She's
mean?
beautiful. I want to just see her and be next to her.
Yeah, like, it's crazy, yeah.
That's that young spirit, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
As you get older, you start
Creative.
like drawing all these boundaries and you start going, I can't say that. I can't think a girl's beautiful. I got a girlfriend, or, you know.
I don't know about all that, but I think it's good to acknowledge your feelings.
Yeah.
100%.
You know? And I feel like a little bit, might be a little touchy, but I feel like it gets to a point where it's like, I mean, if you're looking at somebody, if a guy's looking at a girl or something or whatever, and you start feeling like #men too, you know what I'm saying? Like you looking at someone could get you placed in a situation that it's like that's kind of unfair. There has to be a place where there's a place to start and a place to end.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It can't just continue being where it's like you feel uncomfortable being
just being a human.
Being a human.
Yeah. It's so true.
You know, a human being, you know, hello, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, and it's you know, great to empower women. I love women empowerment. It's a great thing. There's also a balance.
Yeah.
To where that empowerment is abused.
Right. Like we still need to be humans.
Right, and it takes away from real instances where there are real problems.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. I don't like the idea. Maybe it's just because we're artists.
Yeah.
And like we like just think a little differently than politicians
Yes.
and big business moguls or whatever.
Yes.
But absolutely, I'm an artist first.
Yeah.
So cutting off any feeling or emotion that I feel inspired by or like excited about,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like that really does hinder the way you start to think and the way your brain shapes and everything, your growth.
There was a time when I'd love to have everybody by the studio.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a great time.
Have a little
we
party.
party to this song,
Yeah.
and the energy comes across in this song.
Yeah,
for
always.
sure.
And nowhere in the back of my mind would I be thinking, "Oh my gosh, is something going to happen to this person,
Right.
or are they going to come after me if something happens to them with somebody else?"
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
I like to stay with the feeling of, "Hey, let's have fun and party and welcome everybody."
Yeah, let's make
Mhm.
art.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's create.
and it's up to us as artists to
Mm-hmm.
encourage that, and
Yeah.
also encourage others that may be doing that to just chill.
I think we have to protect that a little
Yeah.
bit, I feel like when you bring people into the studio, when people come through here, it's like I always want it to feel like you're at home,
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever want anyone to feel like they can't be creative in a space that's literally made to be creative in.
Mm-hmm.
Because studios, like you're saying, have become so much a business that it is like this whole like, oh my God, we can't do that or this, and it's like, I don't ever want to be limited by that. If you come
Right.
in to make a song with an artist, they should feel like they're in their living room and they could do whatever they want to do.
Right.
And they're going to have fun and put themselves out there and bear themselves.
Yes.
Because that's how you get the best art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these artists want to work at home now.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I want to go to my home studio. I'm going to do my thing. I don't want to go to a studio because it just kills me. It hinders. I have this time limit on me. I got all these restrictions on me, So I just never want to have a studio, especially not a studio that we have feel like a commercial studio where you can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? What's just go riffing off that topic of home studio versus professional studio. I think you gotta like it takes like a certain amount of learning to learn how to work out of a studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're just an artist or a writer,
That's true.
you have to get used to that uncomfortableness because they're naturally uncomfortable places.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I can't say that for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause you kind of grew up with that.
That's
in the
where
Maybe,
I feel the
yeah.
most at home. I feel most at
Yeah.
home at the studio. There's in Paramount, there's Studio B. No, not Studio B, Studio A that I love so much.
Nice.
Studio B is cool. I like Studio B, but Studio A, everything's inside. I feel comfortable. It's cool, and they make the best cookies.
Cookies are
Dude,
important.
There you
I
go.
love cookies.
Yeah.
You got to have the cookies ready, man.
Yeah,
Have the
dude.
cookies on deck. And for the guys that like to party, have the bottles on deck, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
be ready.
But like I said, you got to have that mentality because when you're in the booth, you're pretty much like the center stage of everyone else in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the studio.
Yeah, you're like
And
under
so
a
you're like,
magnifying
yeah,
glass.
now you're being judged.
Yeah.
So that's like the thing I see, especially with new artists or, if you bring someone into the studio for the first time, it's like they're just not used to having that magnifying glass on them.
For sure. I think that's a good producer, though. Like,
Yeah.
that has to do with a good producer, a good
Right.
engineer. You should never make an artist feel like they're being, under a magnifying glass and we're judging you. Like, it should be like, yo, do whatever you want to do, because that's when the best ideas come out.
Mhm.
When it's like someone comes in, you've been around the artist, they've already written everything, they've already practiced it.
Mm-hmm.
They come in his studio, they do this thing where they're just literally rehearsing something they've already done a million times.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I like that. And I can hear you like practice it. It sounds amazing. Just try to do something, whatever you want to do right now. Do
Right.
something different.
Let go.
Just let go. Because that's the biggest thing. When people come into the studio and they're, I gotta get this thing down. That's the art doesn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, to me, that's commerce. That's forcing it. We got to get a record cut. We got to get you in and out.
Oh, there's so
Right.
much of that these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commerce going on in
For
music.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, I just, people say that the music industry isn't paying. I'm like, what?
What? Yeah. You're not working with the right people, right?
Right. It's not you. It's like you have an opportunity
Mhm.
to have your songs put out in more than one outlet.
Oh, I know. It's crazy now.
More
Yeah.
than one outlet. Doesn't matter where. if you want to do a country song one day, you can market it to country people.
It's true. So
If you want
true.
to do a hip hop album one day, you can have it come out at the same time. It'll be two different people in their eyes, but it's
Yeah.
both you.
Yeah. It's
It's
true.
amazing.
It's wide open nowadays. I love it. What's been like the latest thing that you've been working on in the studio that you're really excited about?
Okay. Well, what I'm really excited about right now is it's like I've been creating
Mm-hmm.
a new sound, a new wave.
Mhm.
You know, there's a song that's gonna be released called "Lose Control."
Mhm.
I really love that. It's up tempo, but
Nice.
these new songs that I've done, they're like it's a wave.
Nice.
The subject matter is very like it's very cool and deep. You know, most people are just like the girls always say you're making sexy music right now.
Yeah.
You know, when they hear, they're like, "Oh, you could turn sexy now."
Yeah. We call it a wave. They call it sexy.
Yeah.
I like that.
But this new music is like a good vibe. It's great. I love the new sound that I'm creating.
Dope. And you're like producing, writing, doing it all. Who you working
Actually, I'm co-producing and co-writing, and there's a guy named Ali. He's a producer. He's very good. He's excellent, and I only want to do stuff to his tracks a lot of the time.
Nice.
It's like I love his stuff.
with? That's dope.
He's do you know Akon?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so he's Akon's son,
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, okay. Sick.
and the
That's dope.
dude is so amazingly talented and
That's
sick. And I'm working with J-Lac as well.
Mhm.
Do you know J-Lac?
No, it sounds familiar.
Usher's brother. He
Usher's brother.
did
Okay.
like
Mm.
Get a Shorty,
Yeah.
Diddy, Rick Ross, things
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
Like freaking hands down dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just like kind of co-producing everything while you write. And
Yeah, like we'll show up and we'll jam,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do
Nice.
something, and then it comes out dope.
Sick. That's fun. So you're working in like their studios. Like, what's the workflow
Yes.
like? Yeah, you're going up to their places.
Mhm.
That's sick. And then maybe cutting some stuff at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dope, man. That sounds awesome.
Oh, it is a lot of fun.
We'll have to listen to stuff once we.
Are you
once we're
putting?
done here.
Cool, I'll be glad to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you're putting a project together? Is that is this all under one umbrella? type of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a full 16 tracks or something, or what's your plan?
Well, I'm doing singles for singles,
Okay.
and
Nice.
I'll put songs out in video content and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and like really just just putting my music and enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that are talking about doing the major deal and things like that.
Right. Always
You know,
Yeah.
and at some point,
opportunities.
I am gonna have to plug back in the matrix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a big misconception about independent.
Oh, speak on it. Our audience, like, they need to hear this type of shit.
Independent's one thing when you have a $1 billion, and a $1 billion person behind you and things like that.
So independent.
And but when you're doing it yourself, it can be tough. And then
Yeah.
your business team, everyone needs to be taken
Mhm.
care of. So,
Yeah.
and if you don't have your business team, it just kind of sucks running
Legal
around.
team, business team, management.
You've been a part of number one records. You see how much marketing and advertising needs to go into
Yes.
getting something to that many people on the planet.
Yes.
It takes a
It's-
machine.
It takes a machine. It takes people and that believe in your product, and you got to be on point too. So it's just like independent is cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nipsey and everybody who
Yeah,
can
right.
do all that. That's great. And
You've seen the major press run. It's so when artists are in their season, when they're
Yes.
doing the rollouts and on
Right.
their press run, you've seen them go to radio station and do
Yeah.
1,000 drops in like 2 hours.
yes, I've been the one to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Staying up all night. Hey, what's up, guys? This is B. Howard. Make sure you tune into WZAK.
Right. Right.
You
Getting all the little plugs, all the voice snippets.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, but you're absolutely right,
Yeah.
man.
That's what it takes, though,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because they keep hearing your voice over and over again. In
Adam
different
Levine,
places.
shout out, man, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But-
that's I think a big part of the independent game to me is like what makes you independent anymore. Like I don't really know where those lines are drawn anymore, to be honest. I feel like it's very blurred. It's like someone put money into you, you got management, you got all these plugs. Are you really independent?
Label services, no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think it's a nice talking point. It's a nice sales point,
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm an independent artists. We're an independent label.
Yeah.
Independent sounds good.
Yeah, but independent from the people, other people are saying like, okay, cool. You're independent. Where your sales at?
Yeah.
If you don't have any sales, we're gonna take advantage of you.
Right.
Whereas you come in there like, look, I don't know anything. I don't know nobody. Oh, really? Here you go.
Oh, hey. Hey, sign this.
Yeah.
We got you. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, man. So where can people like really tap in with your music and find you online and everything?
Sure. Places you can find me: Spotify, B Howard Official; Instagram, B Howard Official;
Nice.
BHowardOfficial.com.
There you go.
You know, SoundCloud,
That's so important though. Yeah.
iTunes.
Get that B Howard Official all the way around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks.
So yeah, got a new project coming out?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's called Loud.
Loud, that's what it's called. All
Yeah.
right.
So the song that's coming out right now is Lose Control, and I'm really excited about it. Like the
Nice.
last song, Night and Day, was great. And in China, I have another song called We Are Champions.
Oh, nice.
It's with Van Wu, which is doing well over in that region.
Amazing.
Yeah, I heard you had some highly charting music out in China right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's the official stats on it?
Pardon?
What's the stats on it right now?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, one of the songs I did was number 1.
Nice.
Sick.
It was called You and Me.
Nice,
with
man.
Alex Doe. It was
Congrats.
very good.
Yeah. How does that work versus here? Like does like the ASCAP that they're all set up over there for all the back end and all the fun stuff over there?
It depends. Like sometimes they'll have their stuff that Sony's involved in China now, so they'll collect and stuff their royalties and everything like that and move it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
They're really cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you
big.
got to get that collection, man.
Because think about how many people are in China. Just like
China's massive.
it's like one of the biggest countries by population. So.
Good old China.
Yeah.
And think about how many people that are actually Americanized in China
Yeah.
Yeah.
that are listening to your songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a bigger market every day, man.
Mm-hmm. So
All right. Yeah. Well, at Bradley HD.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
At KDE Beats and at Radium_media, and we'll have this all up next week. So
Let's
I
go.
guess they're gonna see it this week.
Yeah, this week.
Trip.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Thanks for coming on, man.
No doubt, man. Thanks for the invite, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Cool.